Hey folks, do you like EDC knives? Well, today we're going to be going over the Rubato 4 by Oknife. It is quite the intriguing little knife. They kind of didn't really spare too many expenses when they did this knife. I'm very impressed. Let's get into this video. So what do you expect to get out of this video? So what we're going to do is, of course, we're going to go over the back bench and talk about the knife itself. We're going to talk about the steel that the knife is made of. We're going to talk about the handles, which I'm glad they kind of decided to do something without G10 handles. This is a very, very intriguing material that they use, which I'm familiar with. Very, very durable, as well as the blade steel that they use for this. So let's go to the back bench without further ado and kind of go over this knife, get a nice close-up look at it. And look at how sharp, razor sharp this blade is. All right, so let's take a look at this nifty little knife, as it's called the Rubato 4, and it has a P at the end, and all that means is it's the material that this handle is made out of, and we'll go over that here in a second. But all in all, I mean, it opens really smoothly, folks, as you can see that there. I love the way how smooth that action is on that knife. You can look at some of that jimping there, not too bad for a small blade knife. You got your thumb screws there as well. It's kind of like it's not a gravity knife, folks, but it has like that, basically that locking mechanism that when you bring it out, it does lock into place. Like I said, it's a pretty nice knife. As you can see, I do have larger hands. It does fit pretty good in the knife, or in the hand itself, pretty decently. So let's kind of go over some of the specifications in regards to this. Now, let's talk about the steel at first. See if I can get that closer up to you guys so that you guys can see that blade there. Again, this thing is razor sharp. I've been shaving my arm. Look at that. And I know some people like to do the paper test. I just kind of like to do this just because, you know, I might need a shave. As you can see, that thing is razor sharp there, folks. Razor sharp. And if that disturbs anybody, my apologies in regards to that. So this is a bead-blasted stonewashed CPM S35VN powder steel blade. Man, that is a mouthful. And anyways, so some people are going to ask basically about the blade itself and what CPM and all those numbers mean. Basically, CPM process allows for incredible wear resistance, edge retention, basically pretty much with a combined bomb-proof toughness. Man, I can't speak today. Which is vital in a thin, fine blade like this, right? And then the S35VN provides a superior stain resistance, which is basically equates to the corrosive, alternately like wet and dry environments. Let's kind of say like a kitchen environment, you know what I mean? Basically, it's crucial to the longevity of the knife steel itself. A lot of folks say that this steel will pretty much last a lifetime on that. Now, there's some pros and cons, or advantages and disadvantages with the S35VN kind of material. So I don't really call them disadvantages, but I figured I would draw your attention to it as I'm kind of talking about the knife itself. But anyways, basically, it's improved toughness and able to withstand prolonged uses, or some of the advantages of the S35VN. Now, I guess some of the disadvantages would be it's more expensive than other steels, but you pay for what you get for, right? And one keynote, it does require a bit more effort to sharpen the blade once the blade does get a little dull on you. If you're, you know, good at sharpening, or you have the right equipment to sharpen your knives, that's not going to be a disadvantage to you. But just kind of wanted to go over some of those things in regards to the blade steel itself, since we're talking about that. Now, some people may wonder why this is a yellow color. So this is gonna, and I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but it's called polyethylenamine. Basically, the brand name is called Ultem. It's a thermoplastic. And I'm familiar with this because I've seen it in other industries that use this kind of material for specific things. Man, this thing, it has a high tensile strength. It's the rigidity, the impact resistance is by far none. I mean, it's just that tough. I'm not going to beat the crap out of my blade. I've seen other people take hammers to this stuff, and you will, you know, blemish it up, but it won't. It's just super, super tough. It's also resistant to chemicals and can be UV resistant as well. You know, people who care about that kind of stuff like that, but I just felt like I wanted to mention that. So the whole blade in itself is just such a, they have the durable, you know, Ultem handles on them. Not really handles, I always forget to say scales for the knife folks out there, because I will get corrected. Trust me, I will get corrected. But the scales of the knife is Ultem. Some people call it HDPE, but there's a lot of different names. But if you look up Ultem and the polyethylamine, you know, however you want to pronounce that word, it'll equate to the brand name Ultem. But again, like I said, I always tell people, you know, just because I like this knife and I like the steel, I like the scales, I like it in its entirety. Don't take my word for it. Do some further research, watch some other reviews, and stuff like that. Let's kind of look at the size of the blade and the size of the knife as a whole. If you want, I can show you that little locking mechanism right there. You're just going to hold that down, and the blade will come loose. Basically, you just kind of flip it open, and it locks into place. Very nice little, and it's very smooth, to say the least. You do have this clip here. It is interchangeable. If you're a lefty, you can swap that over to this side. Again, you can kind of see the innards of the knife with that Ultem, that clear thermoplastic on there. Very nifty little knife. And then, of course, their branding and so on and so forth. But let's look at the measurements real quick. So let's put a tape to this. When closed, it's about 4 inches there. And the blade itself is about 3 inches. And then for the full length of the knife itself, you got 7 inches total. So you folks in some of those states where you can't have a blade bigger than 3 inches, this might be the blade for you. It's actually, if you actually go blade, yeah, I'm gonna go with that number, the 3 inches. Some people may go a little bit lower, but I'm gonna go with that myself, just because that's just how I do it. But anyway, so overall 7 inches, like I said, 3 here, you got 4 here, pretty precise on the measurements there. And all in all, like I said, I think this is a pretty solid knife. What are your thoughts, folks? What do you think of the knife? And some of you folks may ask, well, what's the cost on something like this, Grey? Well, the current sale price is $89.99. You pay for what you get for, as I always say. If you're like me and you have bought like knives from, you know, other companies like Cold Steel or Benchmade, and the list is endless. You've paid, I mean, Essie, Becker, you know, all the different brand names out there. You're going to pay, I've paid up to $300 and some for certain knives, even higher than that. Just because of what I wanted out that knife. But so to me, 89 bucks on sale is not too bad. You could just round it up to 90. MSRP, if you don't have the finances while the sale, it usually runs about 119 or 120 bucks. And of course, you could always use my discount link or discount code that will be down below in the description to save a few bucks when this thing is not on sale. I don't know if you can use the code in combination on the sale. I think they've used to do that, and now that they've caught on to that, they've probably swapped that out. Anyways, there it is, the Rubato 4 with Ultem handles and phenomenal steel there, CPM S35VN. Nice, nice knife. All right, folks, so that is the Rubato 4 overview, specifications, and yada, 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 right? What are your thoughts? What do you think of the knife? What do you think of the material that was used for the handles? What do you think of the action in itself? Do you feel it's easily usable? Do you like the blade length? You know, I'd love to hear from you guys, folks. Let me know what you think of this EDC knife. Olight will be having a sale from the 12th through the 14th. I think I'm a little bit behind. So whenever there's a sale, there's always a benefit to the finances when you're purchasing something, so you save a few bucks, as well as any discount codes will be down in the description. As always, love to hear your thoughts on something like this. Are you a knife guy like me? Can you just not have enough knives? Just like in the same situation where I cannot have enough flashlights or enough firearms, and the list goes on and on and on some of my, buying tendencies or whatnot. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you got any value out of the video, please hit that thumbs up. And if you're new here, take the chance, subscribe, and check out some of the playlists on the channel. Other than that, folks, remember, you are not alone. This is GreyMan. I'm out. I'll see you guys in a rebound. God bless. And again, thank you all for taking the time to watch this video.